to defeat the enemy.
Gameplay first.
Enemy sighted.
Right balance.
This is a great day for our nation.
No pay to win. Download Panzerkampf now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I'm your host, A2Cade. It's Mondays. I know. Mondays suck. They really do. But anyhow, we're here. We're going to do some tanking. And hopefully we will chase the bad Mondays away from everybody. And we'll all have a good time. So kick your feet up, relax, and let's get her in. Okay, so let's see. For our dailies, get some gold taken. So let's see here. An interesting thing over the weekend. Just had somebody asking some questions, a lot of questions on Panzerkampf on one of our VODs that we put up on YouTube. So here we go. Let's try to answer some of those things. Now, this individual had played World of Tanks before. So I know one of the questions that came up was a question over the cost of gold. So again, there's no pay to win mechanics here. There's no, like loot boxes. There's no like loot box tank or anything like that. So it's not like you need those things. Anything in the shop is purely if you want to or not, and not necessarily something you have to get to play or to be successful at all, period. But some of the, beyond the special offers here, we'll look at the pricing here. So there was some question over the cost of gold, and the individual thought maybe the price was kind of high. But this is relatively, indestructible, but this is relatively close to what World of Tanks charges for gold. So, and pretty, I guess, kind of fair, you know what I mean, as far as pricing goes, in comparison to what you're getting. Now, mind you, you're also getting VIP points, which then, gets you, credits and other stuff back. So it's not like you're just getting gold and that's it, compared to like World of Tanks where that's all you're getting. So there is that. But again, don't have to get anything if you don't want to. There's nothing in there that says, oh, you have to do this to get A, B, or C. So let's see here. The dailies relatively easy to do. We got play 1 battle, destroy 2 tanks, buy 3 upgrades. So literally we could do that in a battle, and get all 3 done. So literally from the time it takes us to go into a battle to finish it, it's possible to do that. So without further ado, let's see if we can do that, and we'll kick that off. Let's take a T-34-85 out. We'll kick in and we'll go from there. So let's see here. In 3, 2, 1, battle. And we got Opava. So hopefully the person takes the advice that I gave them, gets on the official Discord, and goes to the feedback section and can see, the plethora of posts that are there, and probably be surprised that a lot of the questions were answered there already. And beyond that, a lot of it is personal preference. Just struck me odd that the person clearly did not like World of Tanks, but kind of expected this game to be like World of Tanks in some ways, but didn't like the aspect of the game that didn't make it World of Tanks. It just seemed odd to me. And to be fair, maybe I wasn't fully understanding what they were putting down and trying to figure out, but it just struck me odd that it just seemed like they were so anti World of Tank and positive about this game, but in a way they kind of it seemed like they wanted to turn this into like World of Tanks, and that struck me as odd. So I don't know. Let's see here. I got Alamein all morning. Interesting. Well, I mean, I assume I'm probably gonna get Opava a lot today in the morning. Just seems like that sometimes you get a lot of a certain map or another. So we'll see. So 2148 damage, 3 kills, 179 deflected, 22,059 score points to start, 50,000 profit. not bad for a first battle. As you can see, boom, boom, 2 out of the 3, and then we need to buy 3 upgrades. So we'll go through and find 3 upgrades to buy. So there's 1, 2, 3, done. And there we go. All our dailies are done, literally in one battle. Something you don't get in World of Tanks. So yeah. Again, I hope the person takes my advice, jumps in on a stream, asks the questions, joins the official Panzer comp, looks into it, and goes from there. Because like literally, they gave me like a comment, like literally it must have been like that long. Like it was like a wall of text, and it's like, and then there was like a follow-up post after that, and it's like, okay, that's a lot. And I was reading through it, and like I said, a lot of it was personal preference, lack of game time played, because I think they said like 20 hours. And one of the things is they were like, oh, we can't switch between ammunition and, first aid or the med kits and repair kits and all that. They weren't, you couldn't use them or something like that. So again, I don't know if the person had the consumables fully loaded or not. Maybe they had run out. I don't know. As far as ammunition goes, again, hopefully, they had the 3 on their tank and there was ammo and they were able to swap. But there's so many variables to that. It's just like, how do I diagnose that over a YouTube comment or a comment on a video? And it's like, okay. So I don't know. I just gave them an invite to the Discord, gave them a link. But even if you're in game from this screen, you just click the dialogue button here and you can join the official Discord server. Because the person was basically telling me, oh, your prices for gold is too high. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm not the developer. I'm a CC. Yes, like I play the game, I promote it, I show it off, and I can generally, in a very general, broad-based way, I can answer, questions. Mind you, I can't answer all of them, as either A, I might not have that information, or B, it's a question that's not really my place to answer, like the price of gold. Like I have nothing to do with that. I can't change it. I can't affect it. There's nothing I can do about it. That's a discussion that, if you feel the pricing is too much or too little or whatever have you, that's a discussion you have to have with the developers yourself. And, feel free. That's why they have a feedback section where you can go in there and post a comment. Or in the feedback section, you can post about game bugs or any sort of issues that you're having, or you can even just go through it all and see the issues that everybody else has had, and whether or not they're still pending or they've been resolved or whatever have you, right? So you can go from there. But yeah, I don't know, just struck me odd that I would get that comment. And it just struck me odd because one of the things was like, well, how did you become a CC? You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, applied like everybody else could. It's up to the developer if they want to accept your application and whatever have you. I'm sure they have their own requirements, and you know, if they feel like you're a fit, then there you go. If not, then it is what it is. I don't really know how to answer that and be, I guess, fair in the answer. Like it I wouldn't be able to tell you honestly because I'm not the person making that decision. Right? I mean, I can tell you roughly how it was done in a sense from my end, but I can't give you the full picture. So again, you kind of don't, like, it's kind of not really a question for me. It's more of a question for the developer, and it's like, okay, does it matter really at the end of the day? It's like, okay, I don't know. So yeah, and of course we seem to be getting bot a lot, so we'll have to solve that one later on. Anyhow, yeah, so just odd. But anyhow, it just struck me odd. Like, I don't know, maybe they were looking on YouTube for Panzerkampf, and maybe my video showed up. I don't know. I mean, I did point out like a bunch of my VODs that are up on YouTube, are from like past streams where I've gone over like a boatload of stuff. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could look at them and I guess, see the things I've gone over. A lot of it, I could tell just seemed to come from previous updates. I don't think maybe they had played a lot of the current game format, but what do I know? It is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making something out of nothing. I don't know. But anyhow, we progress. Given the person, the official Discord, they can get all the answers, ask all the questions they want. They can, check my previous VODs. And they could even jump in on stream and ask their questions. So I don't know. Hopefully they got what they were looking for. But yeah, let's continue on. We're going to go with the Sherman Jumbo. And let's go in 3, 2, 1, battle. So it looks like and I could be wrong, but we'll play this battle and we'll see. It looks like the test game mode that they had last week is done. Doesn't look like we're getting, mixed everybody versus everybody. I think it's kind of gotten back to, I guess, what we would consider normal as far as the games go. So from the gist that I seen, it looks like the developers acknowledged that the best course of action would probably be to have that as an optional game mode.
Let's go.
Based on their answer on the Discord as far as the feedback they were getting, which seems to be pretty much the lay of the land. Is people are like, okay, yeah, this is cool, but let's have it as an option. Which is good, because then it's like, okay, people enjoy your original game, if you will, but also, they enjoyed, for the most part, the new mode
Enemy sighted.
to the point where they're like, okay, well, you know, yeah, you can add that as an optional game mode. So if we want to play it, we can, which is kind of cool. I guess as feedback goes, I guess that's, you know, perhaps positive as you can get, I guess.
Enemy sighted.
Because the opposite being if they turned around and said, oh, well, let's get rid of the OG game mode and let's go with the current mode. Oh, I missed that shot.
Enemy sighted. Enemy tank destroyed.
So again, here we go. We've swapped rounds, clearly double click,
Enemy sighted.
double click, and now we're back. So we swapped between APCR and AP. So again, not sure of the issue that individual was having, but there we go. Just goes to show you that
We're hit.
that isn't a problem. Go one more shot from distance. Oh no, I think they're gonna rush him.
Target destroyed.
There we go, got him. Well, we got one guy on 2 over there. Try and give him a hand. Oh no, it's 2 on 2. That's my shot. There we go. So again, I'm in a medium tank, and that's a heavy tank. And I guess the individual was, in their comments, was having problems heading. So I don't know. I'm using standard AP and I'm penning, so I don't know. Anyhow, there we go. So that's done. Bada bing bong bing. Okay. Let's see here. We'll take out the Tiger 1. Heavy tank, and let's kick off in 3, 2, 1, battle. Hey, Gandhi, how's it going? So we'll see.
Los geht's. Gegner gesichtet.
All right, let's see. We got 2 tanks coming across.
Gegner gesichtet. Gegner
Oh,
gesichtet.
missed our shot, but that's okay. Keep an eye on that guy on the far right. Okay, let's try to move up.
Gegner gesichtet.
Missed. There we go. There we go. Oh.
Gegner gestoppt.
Okay.
Schwer beschädigt. Gegner stört.
Okay.
Wir haben erobert.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So yeah. Fine thus far. A little tired from the weekend. Had a lot to attend to. I hear you. I hear you. All right. So 3924 damage, 4 kills, 161 deflected, 39,901 score. As you can see, the other tiger had more blocked, but you know, hey, we came out on top with a lot more damage and kills. So hey, it's all good. 91,000 total profit. So we're doing pretty good there. Okay. So we've done heavies, we've done mediums. Trying to think. Some teammates. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. Let me try to see here. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try to go through these. Bear with me here, folks. This is literally, this is what I got. Okay. First question: How did you become a CC player? Well, I'm a player as far as becoming a CC. I asked the developers, and they okayed me. So I guess that hopefully that answers that question. Why did it take so long for a real competitor to World of Tanks to appear? I've been waiting for this for so many years. I don't know. Games take time to develop. I guess. I don't know. It takes, somebody or a team of some people to come up with an idea and maybe fund it and design it and make it and go from there. So they put what they like. And they said that someone finally has the courage to challenge World of Tanks. Okay. I guess maybe they haven't seen Steel Aces or Armored Warfare or any of the other games that have, perhaps come and gone since World of Tanks or are presently out and about. Okay. I mean, even World of Tanks brought out Project Cold War, so I don't know. Or Wargaming, rather. It says here, I really like the beta tank combat game, and I feel like I did in World of Tanks 15 years ago. Okay, well, it's a good thing, right? I will always choose this game over World of Tanks. Okay, cool. Again, that's personal preference. It is what it is, right? Let's see here. What I'm missing or don't like. I've been playing the game for about 20 hours now. Okay. This is where it kind of struck me odd here. It says, however, I think your prices for gold, etc., are far too high. The risk involved in this stage of game development is simply too high to invest so much money now. Again, the prices are for gold are pretty comparative to World of Tanks and gaming in general. It's roughly, give or take, within the ballpark. Like it doesn't seem like it's overtly overpriced. But again, your opinion can't do anything about it. I'm not the developer. I don't set the prices. That's something you would have to take up with the developer. Says here, especially at the launch of the game. Well, it's in beta, but okay. So they're suggesting, now mind you, they don't like World of Tanks, but they're suggesting, it says here, offer players a very tempting, affordable starter package with a decent amount of gold credits and a tank with a trained crew. You won't regret it. That's exactly what Wargaming did with World of Tanks back then, and you're probably familiar with Wargame's extreme success. Well, yes, in a sense, they've been successful, but what you're proposing is exactly kind of what got them to where they are now through success and perhaps, hubris to the point where they've turned off enough players with their microtransactions and over monetization that, you know what I mean? Like people are just like, yeah, no. So so as far as giving somebody a tank with a trained crew into it, again, that becomes a pay to win mechanic. And that's something that PanzerKampf refuses to do, is have pay to win. So again, you kind of missing the whole point of the game. But it is what it is. Give you the benefit of the doubt. And forgive me here, folks. Hey, Thraxio. Forgive me here, folks. I just want to make sure, I'm being fair and covering this stuff in case, hey, they catch this video. Let's see here. I hesitated for a long time to install the game because I couldn't find any information about the publisher or programming team online. Well, I don't think they're going to post information about the programming team online. I mean, I don't know too many developers that do that. I mean, there could be, but beyond kind of like maybe a bio website saying, okay, hey, I worked on this game before. But yeah, I don't know what they were looking for there, but okay. As far as information about the publisher, I'm sure you could find out about it, but okay. Says here, I couldn't find any information on the official website either. No imprint and no disclaimer. Okay, I'm not sure what you're looking for as far as the official website goes. I mean, I guess way back whenever I looked at the website, yeah, you could say maybe it was maybe needing some more information. I'll grant you that. I'll give you that. Fair enough. Again, personal preference, but I'll give you that one. I'm not sure what kind of disclaimer you're looking for, but okay, whatever. It says, for this reason, I was simply very concerned and afraid of becoming a victim of fraud. Okay, again, that's I don't think at the end of the day it doesn't matter what somebody would have put. If you feel like that's going to happen, you're going to feel like that's going to happen, and I would wager perhaps the opposite, because if you felt it was too good to be true, you'd probably be a lot more hesitant. But hence why we stream the game. You can clearly, you found my video, so okay, and you're playing it now, so I'm glad you kind of got over that fear, but okay. Says here, you create an account, then receive a password via email that you can't change. Okay, fair enough. There's no way to delete your account if necessary. I don't know why you would delete your account, or at least feel that it was necessary to do so, but okay. It says here, I don't use social media. Okay. But you commented on a YouTube video. But I guess maybe they're referring to X, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. I guess. I don't know. Again. Again, that's a question you'd have to take up with the developers. I don't control account creation. I don't control how accounts are managed and all that stuff. That's something you could directly take up with them. Maybe maybe they answer you, and they can definitely give you a lot better answer than I could in that regard. So I wouldn't even really know where to begin to answer that question, to be fair. The game is missing a simple display similar to World of Tanks, where you can see which tanks of which tier you are playing against. It would be incredibly helpful if you could also easily see the crew training status and tank upgrade status. Okay. Again, you're saying you don't like World of Tanks, but you want World of Tanks things into the game. Now, as far as what your tank is, you could know. As far as an enemy tank goes, let me pick here. For example, one way you could tell is simply by the stripes on the barrel. That'll tell you if they've got 4 stripes, they've gotten at least 5 stars on their firepower section of their tank. So they probably, you could probably reasonably equate that to, well, they've probably spent a couple silver upgrading the tank, so it's obviously not stock. As far as giving you all that information that you're asking for towards your enemies, I guess I don't know. I guess I would equate that to kind of similar as, playing poker and seeing what your opponent has in their hand. I don't know. But I mean, as far as seeing like who you're matched up against, I know that question has been asked, and I know the developers are looking into something like that, whether it's a prior to or after a match, or maybe even both. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's been requested in the feedback section, and the developers are looking into that. So let's see here. Number 4, the speed difference between heavy tanks and medium or light tanks is simply far too small. Well, I mean, if you've driven a KV2 recently, compared to other tanks, yeah, the folks would disagree with you. Mind you, there's certain tanks that, are similar. But again, recently they've had a speed nerf to a whack of tanks. So as far as which, again, I don't know which tank in specific you're referring to. Like, I don't know. You're kind of giving me like every tank versus every tank. I mean, it's kind of totally like there's too many variables there. So, to be fair, let's see. This advantage isn't really noticeable in the game. Again, KV2 versus the other tier 6s. Panzer 4G, Easy 8, Sherman. Yeah, I mean, can drive circles around a KV2. I mean, I just did it in a Tiger 1 on El Alamein there. So I mean, yeah, I don't know what kind of advantage you're looking for per se, or what you're looking for, but I don't know. Hopefully we've answered some of it there. Again, if not, then hey, there's always the feedback section where you can be a little bit more specific, and hopefully we can give it another kick at the can. I played World of Tanks with enthusiasm for the first 3 years and invested a lot of money. Okay, well, cool. Then the cheating started, and 6 months later, I deleted my account out of sheer frustration. Wargaming has vehemently denied for years that there is a cheater problem in the game. It should be the developer's most urgent interest to guarantee players a fair, cheater-free gaming environment and to communicate this repeatedly. Okay. As far as I know, I don't think anybody's reported about anybody cheating in the game. I've never seen nor heard anything like that. I mean, honestly, other than perhaps, people joking with each other, I don't know. I mean, considering there's no in-game chat, and there's no way, like, you can't even send somebody a message to say, hey, good job or anything. So I don't know. Again, that seems more like a World of Tanks problem than a Panzerkampf problem. So I don't really know how you would want me to answer that. But again, as far as, guaranteeing a fair gaming environment and communicating repeatedly, I mean, clearly by their stance on no pay to win, trying to ensure the tanks are as balanced as possible, while maintaining historical realism, is something that, they've repeated time and time again. And I think it's something that they stick to. And I think it's perhaps something that maybe has attracted people to the game. So I don't know. Hopefully we answered that. It seemed more like a comment than a question. I also think modding is wrong because that's the beginning of all cheater problems. Well, okay. Again, personal preference. I know people that use Aslans in, World of Tanks and World of Warships. While, you know, each developer can choose what they want to have or allow in their game. Again, you're asking me about World of Tanks. I can't help you there. As far as Panzerkampf, there's no mods. Like what you see is kind of what you get. I guess it's about as even across the board as it can be. So yeah. I've only played random battle mode in World of Tanks. A random battle should always remain a random battle. So no platoons. Okay. Again, that's in World of Tanks, and that's a personal preference. I I don't think people would be uh you know okay with that for the most part. I think people enjoy the ability to match up with friends and play. Again, it's an 8-on-8, so while there will be platoons eventually of it seems like a maximum of 2 players per platoon. It's presently not in game, so I don't know what to tell you there as far as that goes. Again, but that's personal preference. I find the weapon handling poor. Okay, that's very broad base, but okay. It says here the light green, very fine aiming circle is often barely visible, especially for older players like him or her. They, them, I'm not sure, whichever. Yeah, I could see that, again, personal preference, but yeah, okay. I can grant you that. The aiming circle could be, perhaps more pronounced. And again, that's a personal preference, but you could put that info into feedback. I know as far as I think there's another section in here where he brings up something similar to that, and I know that's addressed. So moving the aiming circle is often very sluggish and inaccurate, making targeting extremely difficult. I'm not sure again which tank they're referring to. I mean, as far as sluggish goes, maybe KV2 compared to other tanks. But I mean, targeting being extremely difficult. Um, I don't know. I mean, again, that sounds more like a personal thing than the game itself. I mean, there's no RNG in your shots. So, um, pretty much where you aim, you shoot, that's where your shell's going to go. So I don't know. The zoom factor could also be a little higher. While I personally tend to agree with your personal take on that, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with having perhaps a variable zoom through maybe the scroll wheel on your mouse. There's some people that are content with the zoom features that are in the game now, and some people feel like for historical accuracy maybe they shouldn't be there. But again, it's personal preference. You're not going to make everybody happy on that one. So again, I don't know what to give you on that. It says here text, especially the tooltips, are printed much too small. Okay. I guess personal preference. I mean, I don't know how big you want the thing to be, but I mean, I guess if you go into your settings, you could adjust your screen resolution, and maybe that'll help you. I again, personal preference. I'm not 100% sure there. As far as text goes, I mean, I know in battle they've recently kind of made the names of the tanks, you know, kind of, it looks like they've gone over it with a highlighter. So you have that. We just get a raid. Struggler, thank you for the raid, buddy. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for popping in, everybody. We're just bear with us here. Hopefully your matches were great, Struggler. Hopefully everything was good with your stream. I will give you a shout out. We are just trying to answer some questions that we got over the weekend about the game. So bear with me. There's not too much more, and then we'll get back to the tanking action. And you know, hey, I do thank you know, my viewers that are here live watching this for you know, allowing me to kind of address these issues. So let's see here. It says the text, especially the tooltips, are printed much too small. It's impossible for people with poor eyesight to read. Don't underestimate the fact that an exceptionally large number of older players love this ingenuously simple game principle. In the coming years, particularly strong players will be retiring or going into retirement. Okay. Again, personal preference. You'd have to ask the developers. Put something in the feedback section and let them know. You know, maybe they'll accommodate you. Again, personal preference and more of a developer question than for me. The difference between beginner crews or tanks and fully leveled crews and tanks is simply too extreme in this game. Well, okay, let's read further here. I repeatedly had opponents I simply couldn't do any damage to. It was precisely these extreme differences that caused catastrophic matchmaking in World of Tanks. I disagree with you on that one. I'll sum up why later on. Let's see here, which hasn't been resolved to this day. Okay. If new players are constantly expected to play against such overpowered opponents, they're making the same mistake Wargaming did with Watt. That means new players won't stay long. Who wants to experience constant gaming frustration? Okay. Again, a lot of this has to do with, you know, experience from World of Tanks and personal preference. And again, opinion. But okay, let me try to answer this, at least from my perspective. Beginner crews and tanks to fully leveled crews and tanks, yes, there is a difference. Is it as drastic as World of Tanks? No. I've had a stock IS-1 where like literally I bought it. I didn't put any upgrades on it whatsoever, and I played several battles with it. And I've often done that with tanks. I will play a couple of battles with it, you know, bare bones, to see how the tank performs, at least to me, you know, from day one till it's fully upgraded. Mind you, is there a difference? Yes. It'd be silly for me to say no, there isn't a difference. Is it as drastic as this individual's claiming? I don't feel like it is, especially since I've played World of Tanks up until this year. I was playing off and on since 2011. So I think I have a fair flavor of World of Tanks compared to other tank games, to be honest. Oh yeah, I forgot. War Thunder has been out for years. So again, going back to a competitor to World of Tanks, War Thunder has been out a while. So again, it comes down to personal preference. But okay, let's see here. I repeatedly had opponents I couldn't do any damage to. Again, you know, maybe that's, to be honest with you, it sounds like lack of experience, maybe knowledge of where weak points are, and perhaps just gameplay time, to be honest with you. But I mean, the armor profile, you click on it on any tank, it'll show you weak points that you can hit and you can go from. And then also pretty generally, if you target machine gun ports or viewports, or even, to some cases tracks, you're going to get damage. Now, mind you, going through a viewport, you're going to get a lot more damage than if you hit a track, but you're going to get something. Even with HE, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a tank hit by HE in this game that has not taken some damage. So yeah, I don't know. Again, sounds like just honestly lack of playtime, maybe experience, maybe just gameplay knowledge, or maybe it's just bad aiming. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe the other person knows how to angle their tank and that's what you were running into. I don't know what to tell you there. But it is what it is. Let's see here. It was precisely these extreme differences that caused the catastrophic matchmaking World of Tanks. Yeah, that I completely and wholly disagree with. The problem with matchmaking World of Tanks, to be quite blunt about it, and nothing to do with per se the tanks in general. If again, Panzerkampf has a +1 -1 matchmaker, whereas you will have either an equal tier, or let's just call it your battle bracket. So if you're playing, for example, like tier 7, like if I took this Tiger out, the lowest tier I will face is a tier 6. Most likely I'm going to see tier 7s. The highest tier I'm going to see is a tier 8. So 1 above, 1 below, or equal to. So a 1 + 1 match, 1 + -1 matchmaker. I just call it 1-to-1 matchmaker. So now if you compare it to World of Tanks, it's a 2+ or 2-. So if I'm in this tier 7, probably going to face some tier 9s. Could have 8s, could have 7s, could have 6s, could even have tier 5s. So that bracket is a lot more pronounced. So you're going to have a wider field of different tanks. Now, mind you, World of Tanks also has artillery, which a lot of people do not like and are thankful are not in this game. There's a whack of, different nations, different tank destroyers. They've got premium gimmicky tanks, especially at tier 8. So as far as, overpowered tanks, yeah, World of Tanks definitely has that issue. But a lot of people really, when it came to the matchmaker, I mean, if you had been in and around any one of their official streams, perhaps up till recently, a lot of the complaint has been, the +-2 matchmaker. People want the type of matchmaker that is in Panzerkampf, the +1 -1. And up until recently, they dug their heels in and said, no, 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 no. There's nothing wrong with our matchmaker. We're not changing it, and that's it. From what I gather, I believe it is on EU1 as far as their servers go. They are now testing and have been testing for a while the +1 -1 matchmaker in an effort to try and stem the bleeding of players that are pissed off with the over monetization, the OP pay to win mechanics with their tanks. The matchmaker itself, like the list is just, it's longer than my arm, to be fair. So again, is that in World of Tanks? Is that in World of Tanks? Yes. Is it in Panzerkampf? No. So yeah, there you go. There's your 10 or 12, 14, or however long whack of questions you had. Hopefully we answered. And then follows up with, I forgot something important. I can't switch between AP, APCR, or heat rounds in the game. Well, there's no heat rounds in the game. There's high explosive, APCR, and AP. And I've just shown in a battle that we could do that. The repair kit, med kit, and fire extinguisher don't work reliably either. I've tried double clicking and multi-clicking, but to no avail. Again, if you have enough loaded on your tank, first make sure that's there. Two, ensure that you're pressing the right key. And three, while you're in the battle, make sure you just haven't consumed them all, and make sure that you're trying to do what you need to do with them. The fire extinguisher is only going to put out fires. The repair kit's only going to repair the engine and the tracks. As far as the med kit goes, it's only going to bring crew that have been knocked out back. It's not going to give you hit points back. Same thing as the repair kits. So very similar to World of Tanks. In fact, very similar to the large kits that they use. This, I guess, if you wanted to compare it apples to apples, the extinguisher would be like a manual fire extinguisher. The repair kit would be like a large repair kit. And the med kit here would be like a large first aid kit. Again, I'm why they might be experiencing difficulty with it, I don't know. Could be a ton of things. Like I said, maybe they're hitting the wrong button. Maybe they don't have, they didn't load them. Maybe they've used them up, and there's none remaining. So maybe that solves that consumable problem. As far as the ammunition goes, one, you got to make sure that the ammo is available on the tank and that you have it loaded. So for example, you can't have AP, APCR, and HE on, for the most part, you're not going to have it on all of your tanks. So while the Tiger does, so for example, if we go back to KV2, well, you only have HE. So I can't switch to anything else because there's nothing else available. So could that be a problem? Who knows? But yeah. So to, buddy who had the YouTube comment, hopefully we've answered your questions, at least to the best of our ability. Hopefully you see this VOD and your questions get answered. Other than that, you'd have to go to the Discord, put out a feedback section, or there's a dev Q&A section. And, feel free to ask your questions, put your comments, and they'll be able to answer you. Um, so hopefully you're satisfied with my answers. If not, then I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do for you. So then, in that case, I would point you definitely to the appropriate sections in the Discord to speak to the developers directly, and feel free to voice your opinions, ask your questions, and whatever have you there. So yeah. Anyhow, I do apologize, everybody. Thank you for being patient and putting up with this live, especially when we got a raid. I do apologize. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I wanted to be fair to the individual, and as a CC, hey, I want to be, answer as many questions as I can, as thoroughly as I can, and to be fair. So hopefully mission accomplished. But again, thank you to everybody who's watching this live now for allowing me that time to take care of that player's questions. And who knows, hey, hopefully it helped you guys out as well. So yeah, you're having trouble penning tanks, look for machine gun ports, viewports, that'll help you. But if you go through my VODs, you can pretty much see almost every battle I've had in Panzerkampf, and you can see kind of, where I'm hitting, where I'm not hitting, the successes I'm having, and the failures I'm having. And, sometimes I figure out what I've done wrong, and sometimes I don't. If anything, hopefully you learn from my mistakes, and you're there enjoying my my triumphs and victories. So there you go. So Struggler, how was the matches with you? I'm sorry if I missed it earlier. But hopefully everything was good with you, Struggler. Thraxio, hey, how you doing, buddy? Again, everybody that came in on the raid, I do apologize. You kind of came in mid rift, or I don't want to say rant, but I guess mid CC duty, if I can put that hat on for a minute. So yeah, to properly introduce myself, I am A2Cade. I am a CC community contributor for Panzerkampf, this wonderful game that we're playing, and that we have scheduled, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, from 12 noon till usually about 3 p.m. Eastern. Might go a little bit longer today, but for the most part, that's what we're doing. And then of course in the evenings, we just throw on something different, just to break it up a bit, and check other games, and just have fun. But I do different games other than Panzerkampf, so I try to keep things as kind of loose and fun as possible. But I am Canadian, and I've been gaming for, oh God, I don't even want to date myself here, but I guess you guys can figure out. I want to say I've been gaming since the Atari was a home console, and I think the top of the line computer or personal computer that you could get at the time, as far back as I can remember, was perhaps an IBM 486. And when I got one of those, that was like the big to do. That'd be like if I had, a 6090 right now. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, you got like the top of the line stuff. But that was way back when, so I guess you guys can figure out roughly about how old I am. If not, the white hairs will help you with that. But other than that, hey, you know what? I'm here to show off the game. I'm here to answer your questions and have fun with you guys. So feel free to ask your questions, shoot the breeze, whatever it is. The more interactive you guys are with me in chat, the more interactive I am with you. I try to ensure that every message that comes in the chat that I read, because I feel viewer engagement is job number one. Sometimes I do get focused on the game I'm playing, especially if we're in a difficult battle or something like that. But rest assured, I do get to your messages, and I do read them. So thank you. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to kick off and keep doing some tanking. It looks like, I guess, everything's kind of back to normal from the experimental mode that they had going. So we will continue on. We'll do some count-ins and all that good stuff. So feel free to jump in with us. If you do match up against me, try to take some pity on me. Don't big bong me too hard. No, I'm kidding. Just have fun. It's all in the name of fun. But yeah. So here we go. We're gonna go in the Panther in 3, 2, 1, battle. There we go. 486. That sounds almost brand new. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty bad when stuff is that old that you think it's new. But yeah, that's where we are with it. Yeah, a 486. Oh my god. Yeah. New graphics card brought to you by. That'd probably, that'd probably maybe be an Intel. Because don't they do, I think it was at the 770? Or something like that they got going. So yeah. I still remember my first steps in MS-DOS in 8086. Oh, CD backslash, yeah. Old DOS prompt. CP/M, yeah. Run, load, yeah. Oh. There we go.
Gegner gesichtet.
You gonna come over? No. IS-1.
Gegner gesichtet.
Let's go.
Mehr beschädigt! Unser Panzer ist in kritischem Zustand!
Little bit of lag there. Maybe this is what the person was talking about. Maybe they were experiencing some lag.
Gegner gesichtet. Zerstört! Zerstört!
Bing bada bing bongs. Yes. Should have waited a bit. There we go. Oh, we're out of AP. HE. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, come on. Nope. Ugh. Well, there goes a 4,700 plus battle. So a lot of people ask, how can you tell a bot between a real player? Exhibit A, if you will. On 8086 CP/M was probably similar. Yeah. That's old. Oh my god, this is just...
Wir haben hart gekämpft, aber der Gegner war stärker.
Just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. No, we didn't block enough. If we would have blocked a bit more, we would have been all right. But, you know, GG on Iceman using HE. If I didn't bounce a couple of shots and got them through, maybe it would have been different. Maybe I could have blocked a couple more. Who knows? But yeah, wasn't for lack of trying, I guess. 4731 damage, 4 kills, 445 deflected, 48,255 on the score for a 98,000 plus profit. We didn't win it, but you know, hey, it was all good. Nice damage. Last shots were bounces. Yeah, I seen that. A nice choice on the HE though. I was kind of surprised when the first shot hit me with HE. I was like, HE. I'm like, huh? And then I was like, okay. Because I had like, I think it was like what, 90 health, and then you hit me, and I'm like, how's my tank still there? And then I seen quickly it said HE, and I'm like, oh, okay. But that last kill you got, that was a gift. It was a gift from the tank gods. Oh my god. Oh, I was kind of hoping the second to last guy, you know, might have taken you out. Then it you know, but it is what it is. I only shoot HE with the jumbo. You only use HE with the jumbo? Really? $79 mil, 251 HP. Yeah, I can see why. Mind you, I don't think I'm not fully upgraded on that. So yeah. I guess, yeah, I could see why. I mean, the pen is not really too much difference from the standard AP round. Shell does shoot faster. So yeah, I could see why you would go with the HE. Never thought about it that way, but hey, there you go. Good food for thought. All right, let's see here. Let's go get Bing Bong again. We're gonna take out our IS-1 and let's kick off in 3, 2, 1, battle. And we got El Alamein. But GG Ice. Good game. You must hit the weak point spots with HE. Yeah. No, I mean to get for it to pen and to maximize the damage, yeah. No, it was GG on your part. It just kind of surprised me that you were using HE. I think that kind of left me a little confused there for a bit. I was like, huh? But yeah, GG. If I didn't bounce as many shots as I did, I think it would have been different. And then I ran out of AP rounds, so I was using APCR. So I'm like, okay, well at least I got, you know, the pen, but I was giving up damage. So either way, GG. As I always say, you can't win them all. So I still felt I had a pretty good match. Could have went either way. Like, you know, you got the blocks in your favor on that one, and who knows? Hey, maybe you know, next time I'll be lucky and I'll get the pens. Gun depression.
Противник обнаружен.
Hitting the dirt. No worries, Iceman. Glad you had a good game. What'd you finish with damage-wise, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, missed that shot. Oh, it's like the whole team just formed up over there. Oh, come on. I thought I hit him in the enough in the butt that it would have penned.
Танк противника уничтожен.
I love bots. Oh, I missed that shot.
Танк
There we
противника
go.
уничтожен.
Punched him out.
Наш бой закончен, и мы победили.
Ah, there's Thraxia. Oh, and Iceman. There we go. GG, guys. All right. Let's see. What are we going to play next? Let's go Pershing. We played Pershing. We'll do that one. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, battle. And we got Radix. Dietenheim out. You got Dietz. You got Dietenheim as well? Okay. Yeah, it's odd. Sometimes that'll happen.
Let's go.
All right.
Enemy sighted. Enemy sighted. Enemy sighted. We're hit. Enemy sighted. Enemy tank destroyed. Enemy sighted. Enemy sighted.
What do we see up here? Okay, 3.
We're hit.
Okay. There we go. We brought our gunner back. So I guess the first aid kits are working.
Enemy sighted.
And I know there's a tiger to my right, and I really shouldn't be ignoring him. But they're not penning, so... They're not penning. Don't need to worry about focusing on them. Can help alleviate some pressure of my teammates. And hey, why not stack up some block damage?
We're badly damaged. Enemy sighted. Our station in critical condition.
Winner and chicken dinner. Why they didn't go behind the rocks, I don't know. It is what it is. All right, 40-60 damage, 3 kills, 24-37 deflected, 43,437 score, and a partridge in a pear tree. And we came out with 95,000 plus in total profit. So not too shabby. All right. Remember, you need to double tap the number. This is true. This is true. I did double tap. Maybe I'm just used to it by now. I didn't, like, it's like second nature. Like, I don't think about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know when I first started playing, I know that was an issue because not a lot of players knew that you had to double tap. And the reason behind the double tap is, because, especially playing World of Tanks, how often, I mean, and it still happens to this day, people will like accidentally hit, a ammo swap, from one shell to another, or activate a consumable that they didn't mean to activate, simply because it was a one press. While it can be helpful because it's quicker, mind you, but it can also be frustrating, and it's more frustrating than not because, most people are accidentally doing things that they didn't want to do. So I think the double tap is kind of a stopgap, one that it allows you to, kind of not accidentally press, so you're not swapping or using consumables maybe when you don't want to. And also by the double tap, you're kind of confirming, yes, I do want to do this. So, it again, personal preference, but it does help. I know of a fellow streamer who's arguably stat wise better player than I am, and I mean he's so hard on himself. I don't get why, but he's a good player, and yeah, he I guess sometimes he comes across with swapping ammo, and he's like, "Why did I do that?" And yeah, it's kind of funny sometimes. All right. Let's go. So we've done Pershing, Jumbo, IS-1, Panther. We've done Tiger. We've done 3485. Let's switch it up. Let's do a KV2 battle. I love me some derp. Derp. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, battle. Dietenheim, there you go. Lurk, my wife has finished work. No worries, Iceman. I hear you. Your YouTube friend might not know. This is true. This is true. You might not know. This is true. Germany tier 9 is the best tank. Oh, okay. The Tiger 2, King Tiger. Yeah. It's a pretty beastly tank. I've seen IS2s take it out, pretty frequently. So, I mean, I think that's the one thing I enjoy about this game is, every tank can take out every tank within your battle tier or, bracket, if you will. Well, mind you, some might, be more difficult than others. It's not impossible.
Противник обнаружен. Противник обнаружен.
So this either maybe it was lag they were experiencing, or maybe they were just playing KV2. Because I mean, I guess you could say the gun traverse is pretty slow, and as far as tank maneuverability goes, I mean, talk about sticking your foot in a lake of molasses in January.
Противник обнаружен.
Ooh, nice block. Seen that sucker bounce.
Противник обнаружен. Противник обнаружен.
He's below. And I'll watch for the crossfire on the left.
Противник обнаружен.
But I'm glad you're enjoying the Tiger 2 Demolus.
Мы подбиты.
I'm looking forward to the tier 9s.
У нас серьезное повреждение. Танк противника уничтожен.
Can't run from the dirt.
Наш танк в критическом состоянии.
There we go, double tapped. Repair kits are working.
Танк противника уничтожен. Танк противника уничтожен.
I think we missed that one.
Наш бой закончен, и мы
GG,
победили.
boys. GG. Okay, there we go. His name is No 1. So if you're like, yeah, he's like, no. Oh, sorry, couldn't help it. Wow, look at this. 23-38 deflected. The KV2. Bravo, sir. Bravo. Nice deflections here. I think that was the difference. Especially this guy here. You're blocking 2300 damage on a tier 6. Yeah. I'm actually surprised he didn't get more damage and kills, but I mean, could be a bot, might be a player, but still, to get that kind of blocking is pretty good. Had a disconnect. Oh, 50,000 profit plus, not bad. That's crappy. That's gonna leave a mark. Yeah, I love the derp on this thing. It's just, oh, I was so looking forward to getting this tank, and then when I did, it just, it doesn't disappoint. I remember the first couple of battles I played this, and I'm like, it's got to be illegal to have this much fun in a tank. Like literally, I was giggling like a schoolgirl. It was hilarious. It's going from, playing this tank in other games to playing it in Panzerkampf, is like night and day. Like, I mean, if you would take, basically, like if you would take everybody who's ever played this tank and World of Tanks and you gave them one battle and said, okay, play the KV2 in this game and don't be shy, snipe with it if you want, like just go for broke. Just I think the amount of joy people would have playing this compared to what this tank is in World of Tanks, like, just, yeah. And geez, I think I even think I've got some KV2 matches on my YouTube page. Maybe I even got them on my Twitch page as highlights. I'm not sure, but I know probably on my YouTube for sure. In the shorts and clip section. But yeah, you can kind of see the difference. And God, that was like way back in the early days of the start of my streams. Wow. How time flies. What, 3 years? 3 going on 4, something like that now. So yeah, there you go. Anyhow, let's pick something else out. You know what? You know what? Our YouTube friend could have had the German PZ3, where he was like, "Oh, I can't pen any money." So we'll take this sucker out and we'll see. Because yeah, I will admit the gun on this tank is pretty ass. As far as penetration goes, it's accurate and quick firing. The tank's, fast and maneuverable, but somebody forgot to give this damn thing pen. Just oof. As you can see, I've loaded more APCR than anything else just to get me that pen. Because while HE would be nice, I highly doubt at 30 millimeters. I mean, if we can't pen with 67, I don't think we're gonna pen with 30. But hey, you never know. You never know. I'm sure somebody's had luck at some point and done it. But yeah, we'll take this puppy out. Oh God, why am I doing this to myself? For shits and giggles, I guess. For your guys' enjoyment and watching me suffer. But anyhow, here we go. Panzer III Tier 5 in 3, 2, 1, battle. And we get Dietenheim. Here we go. Would you call your Panzer III a fetish? I guess if you're a glutton for pain, if you're into those kind of things, yeah, sure. I mean, you know, for the most part, we're not here to yuck anybody's yum, as they say. But yeah, it's I will say the Panzer III is definitely probably an acquired taste. I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think I've ever heard this tank even in somebody's top 3. I'd say maybe even in their top 5, I don't think this tank is there. Top 10, maybe, but if you go from tier 1 to tier 9 with all the tanks that are available, this definitely doesn't make anybody's top 3. If it does, I'd be surprised. I'd wonder if they were doing it for the memes, if they were trolling. But yeah.
Gegner gesichtet.
And it's funny, every time I crap on this tank,
Gegner gesichtet.
I go out and I usually have a killer battle in
Gegner
it,
gesichtet.
which makes me laugh because I'm like, when I'm trying to have a good battle with it, nope.
Gegner gesichtet. Und getroffen. Gegner gesichtet.
Oh shit. All right, let's swap over to APCR because this is not going to get fun. Well, we had a little bit of a hiccup there with the aim circle, so
Schwer beschädigt. Panzer gestoppt.
running out of shells. This isn't going to be good.
Gegnerischer Panzer gestoppt.
But even with APCR, we're trying to aim on that KV-1. Yeah, a little bit of server hiccup right now. Trying to aim for machine gun ports and the viewport. And I wonder if literally this is the matchup that maybe our buddy was referring to.
Wir sind triumphierend!
Wow. 3 kills. That's what I mean. Every time I shit on this tank, we have a decent battle in it. You know, I think that's the secret, folks. I think you just got to shit on this tank, just talk all kinds of smack on it, and then it just, I don't know, performs. It's just odd. I don't know. Brown Bad Moin, how's it going? Bottom 3, maybe. Sorry, but my rum is affecting my keyboard. I hear you. So 35,000 profit on that one. So there we are. But I do wonder, when that person was saying they couldn't pen and things were overpowered, I truly wonder if it was Panzer III versus a KV-1 experience that they were referring to. And if that's the case, I can completely understand the frustration. But again, it just points to just lack of game knowledge, you know what I mean? And just experience. Because I know automatically when I see the KV-1, I'm looking for viewports and machine gun ports to hit. And I'm loading APCR in this puppy. I mean, it is what it is. Mind you, we're giving up damage compared to the AP round, but what we're giving up in damage, we're making up for in penetration. Sometimes you just need that extra bit of pen. But again, it's not a pay to win shell, because, you know, unlike World of Tanks, where, you know, hey, as they joke, you hit number 2 for the skill button, which is kind of, you know, a tongue-in-cheek joke of using premium ammo, as they call it, gold rounds, if you will, for people that have played that game long time ago. But basically they're referring to like heat rounds, APCR. God, what's the other one that they have? I think there's another one or two, but for the most part, you get more pen, and the damage kind of stays the same. Now, I believe they've since adjusted that and changed it. But I will say, you know, at least in this game, your AP is kind of your standard round, where you're going to have, you know, usually the best mix between damage and penetration. Shell velocity will vary. APCR, which is kind of your high penetration round, you're going to have more penetration but less damage. And usually the shell velocity is higher. And then HE, while most part is going to be the lowest amount of penetration, it's going to give you the highest amount of damage. So and it's usually going to be slower in shell velocity for the most part. There are exceptions to the rules, of course, as far as shell velocity goes. But for the most part, HE is going to be, you know, for damage, but you're sacrificing a lot of pen. APCR, you're getting penetration, but you're sacrificing, I would say, a lot of damage compared to the HE round, where AP is kind of like your jack of all trades. It kind of in the middle does both. Gives you pen and damage. So there's not really a pay to win round. Each shell is kind of it's useful. It's just you got to know when to use what round and in what instance, and you know, where to hit with it to maximize the effects of it. So I mean, as you get, you know, more experienced and, you know, obviously way more skilled, you know, you're going to be able to bounce through your shells easily, and kind of, you know, eventually become so skilled that, you know, you just see a tank and okay, this, and then okay, it's turned, all right, switch to this, all right, it's back here, okay, now we can use this, and, you know, you'll find the shell that'll work the best for you, and you know, you'll go from there. So, but it takes time. Cupola from the rear, yeah, there's also that, the machine gun port on the rear. So let's take a look. Speaking, oh, wrong tank. So yeah, you could hit here, and pen. Usually here you're going to bounce simply because it's rounded. You can always hit it on the tracks, and you know, you'll be good. For the most part, try to hit like around the top of the tracks here, so that way you actually get hull, so you can get pen damage. That way you don't get a once in a lifetime shot through both sets of wheels and you don't hit anything. Another thing is this machine gun port here, this viewport, well, this thing here you can pen. Sometimes if you're not penning, if you can get in on this turret ring here, you can get some penetrations. It doesn't really have a big cupola on the top that you can hit, like compared to other tanks. But yeah, I guess depending on your tank and the shell you're using, you might be able to penetrate the side of the turret. But you know, for the most part, you want to try to hit the sides, the you know, the viewports, machine gun ports, you know, front or back. That'll help you. If you're facing this tank and this tank's kind of maybe angled down to you, you might be able to pen through the top of here, here, and here, which could potentially help you. Maybe even get an engine fire going. So yeah, she is a armored beast, for sure. So I guess if you are in a Panzer III and you're coming up against this, yeah, I can understand the frustration. But again, it's not like it's impossible to do. As you clearly seen the battle that we were in, we were able to do it, even with the tank that I would consider the bane of my existence. But it is what it is. And yeah, it takes time. You'll get there. Let's see here. You know what? Let's play some tank destroyers. I haven't played tank destroyers in a while. Let's go with a martyr. Here we go. Tier 2. Way back playback. Here we go, folks. In 3, 2, 1, battle. And we got Radix. Oh, here we go. For those of you that are watching this live on Twitch right now, we're going to get ads in about 30 seconds, give or take. I do apologize, but, you know, they're going to be our once per hour, 3-minute grouping of ads. But once they're done and over with, then, you know, we get another hour of gameplay. So, you know, take advantage. Go to the bathroom, stretch, do a little walk, you know, refill your beverage of choice, you know, snack, whatever, you know, or hey, enjoy the ads. Either way, we'll be here when you get back. All right, let's continue in. Oh, there's Thoraxio. Let's see if we can
Gegner gesichtet.
cause some issues here
Gegner gesichtet.
for the enemy team.
Gegner gesichtet. Gegnerischer Panzer gestoppt.
All right. Let us see. I'll take your word on that. Let's see. I found one.
Gegner gesichtet.
Oh, there's two.
Gegner gesichtet.
Oh, you got him. There you go. GG. Didn't have no angle on him. GG. Those last couple of shots put you over. Pretty even until those last couple of shots there. But GG. GG's. Here we go. 19,000 plus. Not too shabby. GG Thoraxia. Yeah, man. It's a good game. It's a good game. Okay, let us pick something else. Yeah, you know what? Let's go M3 Lee. Now, this is something I wish the developers would put in. And it would be interesting to see if they could do it. I mean, I believe it's possible. Question is, you know, would they do it or not? Well, I wouldn't say I believe it's possible. I know it's possible, especially with the game engine that this game uses. But you have your main gun here, your 75 millimeter, and then I believe this is a 37 up top here, if I remember correctly. But it would be awesome if you were able to shoot this and then maybe hit maybe like a Z or X key or something like that and swap to this gun and, you know, use it as well. I don't know if make this fully rotatable or not. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Whatever. I think you would have to test it to kind of see what works and stuff like that. I mean, obviously gun depression would be an issue. As you can see, it only go down so far. Even if you looked on that side, it would only go so far down. Even this gun can only go up or down so far. So, you know, you're going to have gun depression stuff to contend with. But I don't know. Be interesting to see if maybe in the future that's something they could, well, they'd be willing to put into the game to make the M3 Lee, you know, a little bit more dynamic. Give it I guess a facelift, if you will. But anyhow, as it presently sits, you only get this gun, and it plays like a tank destroyer for people who aren't aware. So you're not using the turreted weapons. You're using this one here, and it has a limited arc of left and right, and as well as up and down. So unlike other tanks where you have the turret that you can just rotate 360 degrees and make your shots, this one you actually have to move your tank left or right, sometimes to bring the gun to bear. But hey, we'll take it out and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. M3 Lee Tier 3 in 3, 2, 1, battle. So there we go. Let's go. And again, thank you everybody for hanging out today. I really, really appreciate it. I know you guys could be anywhere, but I appreciate you guys hanging out here. Even if you're, you know, just lurking and giving a tab, it means a lot. And, you know, just want to say thank you. And we got Dean Hines, and we're just waiting for it to load up.
Enemy sighted. Let's go.
Now, this tank here, if you are in a tier 2 or tier 3 German tank, don't try to snipe at this tank. The frontal armor on it is, yeah, like this guy here. Don't. I'm actually surprised that bounced. As you can see, you're not gonna pen for the most part. And as you can see, they're missing more shots than they're making. Best thing to do with those tanks, tier 2, tier 3 German, when you come up against an M3 Lee, is you want to rush at it, get in behind it, beside it, load APCR, and, you know, let that tank do its work close in. But what these guys over here are doing now with their tanks is just yeah, no.
Enemy tank destroyed. Enemy tank destroyed.
Okay. Double tap. I'm going to bring our driver back. again, not taking advantage. I mean, not like you really could at this point, but basically becoming cannon fodder.
Our fight is over, and we have won.
So yeah, you're in the tier 2, tier 3 German tanks, and you come up against an M3 Lee. Don't play it like you had just seen there. No, you're not going to be successful at all. And players like myself, Thraxio, or others will just chew you up. I mean, just yeah. Save yourself the pain and aggravation. Literally. GG Thraxio, by the way. Literally, you want to, I mean, and we can see the armor profile here. I mean, the amount of curves and bumps and ridges here on the frontal part of this tank, the frontal armor, just, it makes it, really, really good. And a lot better than the 51 millimeters indicated. So, and as you can see, the sides in the rear are kind of where you want to hit, if you can, because trying to hit that top machine gun cupola there while at 25 millimeters does give you an option to pen. At tier 2, tier 3, the odds of you hitting that are pretty slim. So what you want to do is take your tier 2, tier 3 German tank, rush in beside and behind the M3 Lee, use APCR, and just let the tank go to work. Just keep spamming the fire button, and you'll be successful in taking these tanks down. Reason being is because the M3 Lee does not have a rotatable turret, so it relies on this gun, and it plays like a tank destroyer. So literally, in order to get around to the tank behind it, this tank would literally have to stop where it is and try to turn completely. And the traverse isn't as quick as you and your tank tier 2, tier 3 in the German tree. It's not as quick as those tanks at maneuvering. So you could keep this tank in your, I guess your sweet spot of being in behind it or beside it with APCR with relative ease. And you'll see these tanks just get demolished after that. But trying to take this tank head on, or a distance like they were doing, it's not going to work. As you can see, it's even just looking at this tank, there's so many angles here. Literally, you're gonna bounce. Now, if you're in the tier 4 German tank and you come up against this, then yeah, you can probably pen the front armor on it, and you could get into that kind of match with it. But at tier 2, tier 3 in the German tree, yeah, just don't. Save yourself the trouble. And we'll take out a tier 3 German tank just to kind of show you. So here we'll go with the Luch, and hopefully we'll be able to highlight what I'm talking about. But let's go in 3, 2, 1, battle. So that way, hey, if you're new to the game or you're unsure, hopefully I'll be able to show you in action what I'm referring to. So that way it's not just me being on a soapbox telling you, hey, this is how you got to play it. You can hopefully see what I'm referring to. And mind you, I mean, I'm not the best player out there, so if I can do it, you can do it. So as you can see, the very, very speedy tank, very maneuverable. We'll load APCR, get that going. So there we go. So we got a 4.9 second reload. But this has got several shells loaded to go.
Gegner gesichtet.
So let's see.
Gegner gesichtet. Gegner gesichtet.
Now this is a Chaffee. So we're not gonna have the kind of luck we were hoping for there, but we still got it knocked out. Okay, here's an M3 Lee. As you can see, if the T-28 wasn't there, let's see, we got him on fire. And even though the T-28 got us in the end, with help from his buddy the Chaffee, we showed you how you could take out the M3 Lee. As you can see, you know, didn't bother to turn because, you know, it's kind of game over for them at that point. And if the T-28 wasn't there to back him up, we would have taken him out and moved on. But, you know, it is what it is. It's the way the cookie crumbles. And we'll catch in on Thraxio.
Gegner gesichtet.
So he's using distance on the Chaffee, which you can do, as he's relatively close. But I would say anything beyond, you know, that range where he's at now, you're gonna lose accuracy. As you can see when we were playing against these tanks on Dietenheim and they were trying to shoot us from that long distance, their shots were just going all over the place. Oh, nice try. Could have gone either way with that that one there, but we'll see. Looks like it's bot versus, yeah, it's bot versus player. So still tugged a shot off on him. So, you know, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. But again, at least we were able to show you what I was referring to with the M3 Lee. So there you go. You can see the difference between just a straight up M3 Lee fight from the German perspective versus when I was playing in the M3 Lee. These guys were trying to, you know, use distance against the M3 Lee, and it did not work for them. But as you can see, even though, you know, we were on the bottom end of our health pool there, and the T-28 was kind of helping out the M3 Lee, still were able to take that tank out. Just unfortunately, we couldn't do much more beyond that. But, you know, it is what it is. Anytime you're in these tanks and you can take out an M3 Lee, that's a huge breath of fresh air for your teammates, because it's a a strong opponent that you've taken off the battlefield. So you're improving the chances of your team that much more. But can't win them all. But GG Thraxio, hell of a score. And let's carry on. So there you go. Hopefully that kind of helps you visualize kind of what I was referring to in how to use this tank versus the M3 Lee. Now, when you're going up against the Chaffee, yeah, you can play like Thraxio is doing and use distance. Not great distances, but you can have some distance between you and the enemy tank and still find success. But at a certain point, distance-wise, the tank's accuracy just goes out the window. And you're like, trying to thread the needle with a buckshot shotgun from 100 yards. It's just, the odds aren't in your favor. But yeah, let's continue on here. Let's see, what do we want to play? Let's play something different, because we always do our 7s and 8s. Try something different. You know what? Let's go Sherman. Tier 5 Sherman. We'll go with that. I haven't played the Sherman in a bit. It's actually one of my my favorite tanks, the Sherman, but we'll play it. Another quick thing. People are like, oh, how do I tell the difference between a bot and a player? A bot will not have stripes on their barrel. So keep that in mind. A little, food for thought for you guys. So hopefully that helps you out. But let's continue on here. Tier 5 M4A2 Sherman in 3, 2, 1 battle. Now we got Opava. So far we've been getting a mix of battles. We haven't seen so much El Alamein. But we've seen Radix, we've seen Deep 9, we've seen Opava. A little splattering of El Alamein every once in a while. So not kind of what Indestructible was getting earlier today, where I guess he was just getting, a boat ton of El Alamein battles, which, hey, that happens. We've kind of experienced that with several different maps before. And it's kind of funny, as our stream goes on, it kind of then starts to fluctuate a bit more towards the tail end of our stream. I don't know, maybe it's time of day, maybe, in the EU region, because there's one server that does them all, kind of one ring to control them all, Lord of the Rings style. Server that I believe is located in Germany, but I know there's a large contingent of EU players that are playing the game, that are enjoying the game, and hopefully the North American audience catches on as well. And I think once the game comes out on Steam, I think we'll see more of that. But as I was saying, for the most part, I know there's about a 5 hour to 8 hour difference in time zone, compared to myself and a lot of you guys that are viewing right now live, as well as the other players. So it's roughly about 7:30, 8-ish. So you guys are probably, home from work, had dinner, kicked up your feet a bit, and you're like, all right, it's time to relax. Let's get some gaming in. So maybe that could explain why you get that fluctuation. Who knows? Yeah, the thing I love about the Sherman tank is it's just so accurate from distance. It's just a nice overall tank. I mean, mind you, I'm not angling properly, but there we go. Blocked a shot. But for the most part, it's so overall reliable that I missed him. Oh.
Target destroyed.
Got a pen there. Oh, didn't pen. Thraxio, I'll clean him up.
We have conquered.
There we go. But yeah, I wasn't really angling my tank. I mean, I should have been angling it better. Could have deflected more damage, to be honest. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just hubris. Maybe it's just comfort. Who knows? Didn't feel like I was in too much of a pressure kind of situation there, but you know, it was all good. So 1996 in damage, 3 kills, 285 deflected, score of 20,645. I wonder why you ran over Thraxio. GG, 3 kills, dude. 3 kills. Sometimes, hey, you know, you got to take the dirty wins. It's all good, dude. But GG. I guess we're playing ping pong of who's taking top spot. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me. It's all good, man. A win is a win. All right, here we go. 43,000. Or sorry, 49,000. Just shy of 50,000, but not too bad. Still good. Okay, so that was our Sherman. Sometimes you end up on the wrong side of the map. That's true. A lot of it could be, you know, map placement, where you end up on the battlefield to start relative to enemy positioning. Sometimes you get the, I guess the quote unquote, easier side, if you will, I guess. I don't know. It just seems sometimes, and as people play, I mean, you might have this impression or might agree with it, might not. I don't know. Individual results will vary, I'm sure. But for the most part, the players that I've come across will kind of say, you know, yeah, one side seems to have more tanks and more damage potential than others. Who knows? It'd just simply be, you know, decisions that you make at the beginning of the battle. Maybe if you stay on your side instead of, you know, maybe changing directions, maybe that could be the difference. Maybe you didn't stay on your side and you went to the opposite end, and you know that didn't work out. Maybe you took a left instead of a right. Who knows? I mean, there's so many variables in it. And I mean, and even if you, let's say you did come on a side that had the majority of enemies compared to the other side, the potential is there, but potential doesn't always translate to actual or reality. Because if you're bouncing shots and you're not making any damage, well, you know, it's not going to help you either. So, yeah, Haluka 53. This guy keeps coming. Oh my god. Good thing I'm not playing. It's all good, McGandy. Or you are blocked or pushed by some bots or bot-like players. Yeah, that does happen. It does happen. You can get pushed out of position, or bots can block your shots. They can bump into you, they can push you, all kinds of things. I mean, for the most part, I would say from when I started playing the game till at least now, I will say the bots have gotten better. Are they perfect? No. You know what I mean? To some extent, I guess it takes time to program. You know what I mean? It's to some extent the human player, you know what I mean, and the human brain is we're just going to be able to react to certain situations and certain things quicker. At least in this case in the game for now. Is to say, in 2 years from now, if there's, even if there is bots still in the game, hopefully they're learning from all the battle data and battles and everything else that everybody's inputting in the game by playing, that, maybe they become better. I mean, who knows? I would sincerely hope they don't become worse. I don't think they would, but stranger things have happened. But for the most part, it's it's crappy. Things can happen, and you just got to take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes it could be a player, and maybe they accidentally bump into you, and like I said, there's not a way to communicate in game where they could be like, oh, sorry. It is what it is. So yeah. So Haluka 53. Haluka is a running gag now. Honestly, again, it's just the way that the dude came in and just dropped it. It like literally jumped in the stream, and the only thing I seen was this guy Haluka 53 needs to be banned. And I'm like, and it's like the person just dropped it and left. It was like a mic drop moment and left. And I'm like, okay, why? What happened? Like, what, give me some flavor here. Some, give me something to go on beyond this. Like, what can we do here with this? And it struck me as odd. And I tried not to laugh at it, but it was so funny that the way it just came about. And I guess the person thought it was a player, but it turns out it was a bot, an AI, because we found it in battles afterwards, and we were laughing, and luckily the person came back on another stream, and we kind of explained that no, it's a bot, and stuff like that. But he was convinced it was a player, just being basically being a jerk. But yeah, it's, for those of you who don't know, it's a running joke now, I guess, in this channel. When things happen, it's like, oh, Haluka 53. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's funny. I get the joke. And hey, you guys are laughing at it. It's, it is what it is. It's funny. I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. So yeah, better, less bad. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't think they could be perfect, because then you'd have somebody probably complaining that, the AI or bots in the game are like too good. Trust me. As crazy as that sounds right now, it's possible. We need to enjoy the small moments sometimes. Yeah, that's the way it is. It's the way the cookie crumbles, right? as I often say, hey, this is, just got to enjoy the bing bongs when they happen. Oh, so yeah, I know a streamer. His buzzword is phenomenal. He can't help but not say phenomenal, and he tries so hard, and we nail him on it all the time. And he's I would consider him a close friend. Um, for those of you who aren't sure of who I'm referring to, it's a fellow streamer, and his call sign, and you'll get why, and it's hilarious. But his call sign, as I put it, is "Talk to me, Goose." This guy is like the biggest Top Gun fan. Honestly, he could probably quote you every line from the movie. I mean, I think he went to see Top Gun 2 in theaters like 6 times. I think the opening weekend. I mean, it was hilarious, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, he's a fellow Canadian, and we just affectionately, just short form his name and just call him Goose. So yeah, it's, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's his buzzword. I guess mine seems to be Bing Bong. Bing Bong just kind of covers everything. So, kind of like when you're trying to describe something, you're like the thingy, the whatchamacallit, the who's a bobs, the the what's, the this, that, or whatever. You just, you don't have the word, you know what I mean? Or it's on the tip of your tongue, you just can't get it out. So Bing Bong will cover that. Just, I guess Bing Bong for me is kind of like just the jack of all trade word, you know what I mean? Or phrase, if you will. It just covers everything. So yeah, if I say, like, hey, watch out for the Bing Bongs, like if we're playing Panzerkampf, that could be like, um, getting destroyed or enemy tanks. Hey, sometimes we get bing bonged, and that could just be a horrible battle that we had. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, so if you're wondering, what I mean when I'm saying bing bong, either because I can't get the proper word out, um, and like I'm just kind of having a scroll brain moment. Um, and what I mean by scroll brain moment is kind of like if you've ever had a dog and you're like talking to the dog or whatever, and then a squirrel runs by and the dog's like, like that, and then just, completely forgets what you're saying. Squirrel brain, kind of like that. So, anyhow, so yeah, if you ever hear me say bing bong, that's kind of usually what it is. It's just, like Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. Just Bing Bong covers it all. So in case you're wondering. So there we go. Okay, let's pick a different tank and go with something else. Bing Bong Haluka 53. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that could be it. All right, let's take out our Panzer IV, the G variant at tier 6. Let's take this puppy out. I haven't played this for a bit, so we'll take her out. Have a look. Here we go. German tank tier 6 Panzer IV, the G variant, in 3, 2, 1, battle. And we got Dietenheim, the Dietz, as I short form it. And it's funny, in this game, the developers do have a sense of humor. So in Dietenheim, you'll have just behind the church here, on this hill behind here, at the back, I believe, like directly on this view, like literally directly behind it, there's like a little snowman that's there. On El Alamein, there's 2 sand castles you can find. On Radix, there's fish and frogs. In Opava, there's koi or goldfish in the pond. So there's little, I guess, Easter eggs, if you will, that you can find. Because the community's always asking for something crazy to be thrown into the maps, and so far the developers have kind of played along with it and thrown those things in. So there you go.
Gegner gesichtet.
As you can see, there's the snowman.
Gegner gesichtet. Gegner gesichtet.
All right, let's see.
Gegner gesichtet.
Oh, we caught him. Oh, he angled.
Gegner gesichtet.
There we go. Hopefully we can knock this guy out before this other tank comes up. One more good shot like that and we should have him. Oh, we missed it. Damn it. Oh, bounced. All right.
Gegner gesichtet.
Machine gun port, and we got a pen. Again, same port, got a pen. Just shy of it. There we go. Ooh. Oh, as soon as I saw the HE hit me, I'm like, oh, that's a player. Welcome back, guys. As soon as I seen the HE hit me in the rear and it was an easy 8, I'm like, oh, that's probably Thraxia. And I was right. Well played. Well played. Smart play, actually. Take me off the hill. So I can't take out those 2 KV-1s. Oh, this poor dude. Why are you...
Aber der Gegner war stärker.
That was Bing Bong. That guy was definitely a Haluka 53 there. Had the rear of his tank facing the enemy. Yeah, okay. Gee, let me think. Let me give you the weakest point of my tank so you can hit it, and then I wonder why I'm getting penned. But not even doing it because, everybody else snuck up behind me, but just doing it because I know you're there, and I'm like, hey, why not? Just... GG Thraxia. I don't have any German tier 6, so you have to deal with my US. It's all good. You know what? I noticed that a lot. A lot of players seem to be doing the US tank tree like last. So I'm just curious, because I know when I first started playing, to me, the German tanks were kind of like hard mode, if you will, at least compared to the US and Soviet tank trees that I was playing.
I mean, mind you, this is before, you know, a lot of the balancing and stuff like that. But I mean, it wasn't impossible to win in a German tank. Just for me, it was. I wasn't as successful in the U.S. and Soviet tanks at first compared to the German tanks. But you know, I started to play them more, and you know, hopefully, I got better overall. I think I did. I mean, I would like to believe so, but I don't know. I just find it, at least to me, it's odd that, you know, the US tank tree for a lot of you people, you know, either it's not being researched at all, or researched, I guess, you know, worked on, or like it seems like it's the least worked on tree for you guys. And I'm just curious. You have been, I was too focused on the KV2s there. I wasn't paying attention. Well, to be fair, I thought there was more of my team on the right. I knew there was guys on the left, so I really wasn't too worried about my left flank. And I was kind of hoping the right flank would have held up a little bit longer. And I bounced a lot of the shots on the KV1s. That had I made it, I probably could have wrapped them up sooner and, you know, potentially been able to react better to the sides. But yeah, I was definitely, you know, horse blinders on and focused on the KV1s instead of checking my mini map and seeing what was going on. So, you know, my bad. I know it's a habit that I need to work on, and you know, hopefully I'll get there one day. But you know, hey, until then, I mean, hey, you know, you got some damage you got to kill, and hey, you know, you guys got the win in the end, so it's all good. Works out for you guys. But I'm just curious, like, okay, so for those of you guys who maybe don't have, I guess, is an equal footing on the U.S. tanks compared to the Soviet and the German tanks, is there a reason why? Is it just like preference, or I'm just curious. Because for me, it was the opposite. For me, I found that you know, like I said, when I first started playing, the German tanks were really, really hard. So I focused on the Soviet and US tanks. But you know, quickly got my my Germans up and running. But I was just wondering. I tried the first two German tanks and sucked, so I decided to give the US a try. Worked much better. When I reached tier 9, I'll go on with the Germans and Russians afterwards. Yeah. Tiger 2. I don't have the Tiger 2. I would like to get the Tiger 2. Honestly, I'm you know what? I find it odd because I've noticed as I've gone up in tank trees, I would say from at least tier 7 onwards, I've been kind of conflicted. Because I mean, if you look, for example, like I knew, okay, the T-34-76, pardon me, T-34-76 wasn't going to be a bad choice. I knew KV-1 would be pretty decent. KV-2, I was honestly really excited to play, simply because, like I said, I love the derp on the gun. And, you know, even though it's been nerfed into the ground, I still feel it's a tank that can easily punch above its weight class and tiers, and still be highly successful, even up against tier 7s. But I noticed since going into tier 7, like with the T-34-85, I was like, oh, that's a nice tank. And then I'm like, okay, but the Germans have the Tiger 1, and I'm like, oh, I want the Tiger 1. And then, you know, the US has, you know, the Shermans, and I'm like, oh, you know, I like the Sherman tanks too. So it's kind of like, oh, I don't know which one to go with first. And I'm like, right? I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm not sure. And then tier 8, the same thing. I did go Panther first, simply because I was like, okay, with the Tiger 1, I guess being, I think overall I can say the Tiger 1's probably, out of the tanks I've played thus far, I think the Tiger 1's probably my most favorite tank. And then KV2 afterwards. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it. But, you know, definitely, you know, if I had to pick 2 tanks quickly to say that are my favorites, I would say Tiger 1 and KV2 for sure. So, you know, I figured, okay, we were having, you know, a lot of fun with the Tiger 1. I'm like, okay, let's try Panther. But I knew the Pershing was a beast at tier 8. And I figured the IS-1, because the 3485, when I first got the 3485, I was like, oh God, I'm hoping this is not another Panzer III. But since I've upgraded it, I will say I am pleasantly surprised and glad I stuck with it. Because I was hating on that tank large, and I will have to say it's a tank that definitely changed my mind on it, just by playing it and sticking with it and leveling it up and you know, going with it. So you know, it's a tank I actually I would say I enjoy playing. I don't really, you know, feel bad about that choice. So I figured, okay, the IS-1 from what I had heard was like the 3485. So I'm like, okay. And then having played the tier 8s, you know, coming across the King Tiger at tier 9 for the German tank, I'm like, oh, that thing's a beast. And then the Super Pershing at tier 9 for the American tanks, I'm like, oh my God, that's like, you know, that's just the frontal armor on it. I'm like, oh my God. And then the IS-2, just hearing that sucker, you know, shoot off its rounds, and like just the gun, it's got more bass and more oomph, you know, sounding compared to the KV2. I was like, oh. I mean, you definitely, when you hear that sucker fire, you know very quickly what tank's on the battlefield. And I've seen them, you know, take out, you know, the German tier 9 quite easily. So I'm really conflicted as to what tier 9 I'm going to go with first. I don't really know, to be fair. I don't think there's a wrong choice, which I guess is a good thing from a tank perspective. But I mean, each to their own. Everybody's going to have their own preference and their own choices. But you know, I guess I'm kind of, at least for me on the outside looking in on it now, I can probably say it's probably good in a way not to know which one I want to go with first. Because I feel like all 3 options you kind of couldn't go wrong with. So I think that's a good thing, I guess, overall, if you look at it. Because, I mean, if you ask me at tier 5, okay, for example, what tank would you choose? Panzer III, definitely. That would be like I'd be like, oh God, anything but that. So, yeah. So I guess it's good to have those problems. So let's see here. I'm 3 million away from the Super Pershing. Then the next will be the PZ4. Okay. Interesting. My favorite tank was the T-34-85. Nice. I mean, it's a decent tank. I have to admit it. It's a tank that surprised me in the end, and like I said, it changed my mind on it. The more I played with that tank, and the more I invested in the upgrades. Yeah, it's definitely a tank that I enjoy playing. So yeah. Let's see here. Pershing pre-speed nerf. I didn't get to be fair. I didn't get to play with it prior to the speed nerf. So I can only imagine. I guess it could have been better. But having it now and playing with it now, I enjoy it. I don't think it's too bad. I mean, maybe the speed, maybe it upped it up. I don't know. There's Jarhead with his favorite thing. The tier 9s play pretty much like the tier 8, so it's all up to you. Yeah, and it's, I mean, I guess it's a good thing to have, right? You didn't hear the sound. I don't know. I heard it. It came through. Everybody heard it. I don't know. So, don't know what to tell you. Maybe you got bing bong by ads. So, I don't know. Maybe you got bing bong by ads. I'm not sure. You didn't hear it Indestructible as well? No sound. Really? Okay, hold on a minute. Let's see here. Bear with me here. I mean, we got ads, so we'll take a look. No sound, eh? Okay, hold on. Bing, 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 bong. Okay, let me check it. Okay. Okay, seems to be fine there. Hold on, let me refresh blurb thing. Okay, and no sound here, not okay, odd. All right, well, I refreshed it and checked in. Let's see if it's just that one or if it's the bot. So let's see here. All right, let's try this one. Did you guys hear that? Oh, really? No? Okay, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, hold on. Bear with me here for a second, folks. Bada bum bum bum. Okay. You get all the time you need to fix it. Sound of silence. It's odd. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's there. Let's see. You know what? It could be. Let's see. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Properties default. Let's try this now. Okay, hold on. Let us see. All right, let's try this one now. I know that one came through. There we go. There we go. All right, so we'll give Jarhead a free one. This is Jarhead's favorite thing in the whole world, and yeah, this is the one he clicked off. So we'll give him a freebie.
There is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock.
There you go, Jarhead. There we go. He gave you a freebie. We give a you keep changing them. Yeah, I keep you on your toes, buddy. It's funny. It's like a little bit of a meme now. All good. No worries, man. Folks, if you haven't yet, give our buddy Jarhead Pukes a follow. He's a cool dude. Does all kinds of different games. Was last doing World of Tanks. Yeah, feel free to give him a view. I know our buddy Gigawatt sometimes dabbles in World of Tanks as well. I guess it's kind of good to have your toes in both buckets of water, if you will. That way you can kind of see, changes and see the pros and cons of each game. So, hey, it's all good. Gives you perspective. So, all right, now we've got that all sorted out. Let us kick off. Okay. Bada bing, 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 bong. So we did tier 6 Germans. You know what? Let's do tier 4 Soviet. The T-34-76. I haven't played this for a bit, so we'll take this puppy out. Here we go. Tier 4 T-34-76. Let's kick off into this. And in case you guys wonder, the developers did gift me the skins for the T-34-76, the Tiger 1, as well as the Pershing. So that's why mine does look a little different than perhaps yours does. It's just a cosmetic. At least at this point, it doesn't really add anything or take away anything from your tank. There's no. I don't want to say there's no benefit. I mean, as far as a statistical standpoint, there's no benefit to it, but I mean, if you think it looks cool and you want to, you know, get the tank skin and you want to support the devs, you know, and you know, you want to invest, you know, the cost in that skin, by all means, you know, feel free. But yeah, so in case you were wondering why maybe mine looks different compared to others, that's why. But here we go. Tier 4 in 3, 2, 1, battle. You're going to bed, brown bed? Let's see here.
Поехали.
Bear with me, folks. There we go.
Противник обнаружен.
There we go. Sorry. Google Translate.
Противник обнаружен.
The joys of modern technology. We try to make everybody feel inclusive here. So, for our German-speaking audience, I try to use Google Translate to help everybody kind of understand what's going on and all that good stuff.
Противник обнаружен.
Oh, I yanked that shot. So I do apologize about the sound issue. It's the joys of Windows updates. I find that whenever you do a Windows update, that it, depending on the update, it'll do that to your audio settings and stuff like that. I don't know why it does it, but it does. Kind of happens, at least for me, whenever I do Windows or OBS or the rare occasion Wavelink. And I just thought maybe our YouTube buddy, maybe he came up against a T-34 and was having trouble penning it because of the slanted armor on this tank. The T-34 76 Tier 4 is, I mean, as you can see here, it's a blocking beast. I mean, you could yeah, you can rack up a lot of, block damage. And sometimes you don't even have to try. So I mean, imagine if you knew how to angle your tank properly. Yeah, the 3476 could definitely be a handful for you. So maybe you came across that. I don't know. Very interesting translation. Oh shit. Hopefully it was okay. Well, it is Google. Yeah, this is true. At least you guys are understanding that I'm using Google Translate. Hopefully I didn't butcher it too bad. Hopefully it came across as intended. If not, oh shit. I mean, I feel bad. But see, I noticed with Google Translate, it might be because I used and like the sign, and then actually like typed out and as well, and then had it translate. So maybe it mixed up, but it could also be, syntax. It could just be, I guess, the way I was wording it. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure, you guys have the same thing. Like when you're speaking in German, you have a way of speaking German that's, I mean, if you're German speaking, you get it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. But like, as if you were translating to English, it would roughly come out to the same thing, but it wouldn't be exactly the same. How do I put it? Not really like slang or dialect, more of choice of word and inflection and just I don't know. You know what I mean? Hopefully you get what I'm saying. Don't worry too much about that. And all the above. Okay. Well, I mean, still, I mean, if it's not translating properly, right? And if it's not, like hopefully it's not coming across as rude or anything like that, because it's clearly not my intent. But if it's not doing what I'm expecting it to do, it's good to know, because then it's like, okay, hey, like you can't always per se rely on this, right? So then maybe I need to find a different solution. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I want to be inclusive, you know what I mean? And I want people to have fun and hang out, you know what I mean? And have a good time and feel like even if they don't speak English, and let's say they speak Czech or German only, I don't want them to feel like, maybe like if you took me as an English speaking predominantly only person and put me in like a Czech or German speaking exclusively stream, I'd be like, huh? Right? So it's hard to kind of integrate yourself. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'm trying to make it easy for everybody and just make everybody feel welcomed and make everybody have a good time when they're hanging out here, regardless of their language of choice. So I mean, hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys understand the intent, and hopefully it Google Translate didn't fail me. But I know it's Google Translate. It's not always going to be 100% perfect, and might use different words or different phrases, but you know, at the end of the day, all I can do is hope that, you know, it doesn't come across as rude or insulting or you know, anything negative, you know what I mean? So, and you know, like I said, you know, my only worry is simply just because, like I said, I don't want to take, you know, an attempt of trying to do something good and it end up not being that way, because then it's kind of like, right? So sometimes it's you know, it's better just to be like, than, you know, make that kind of error, you know, even in the end, if you don't realize that you might have made a mistake, right? So yeah. If you want to use Google Translate, keep the sentences short. Yeah. There's nothing rude in it. The first two parts of the first sentence sounded somehow weird. But that might be the kind of translation Google is able to deliver. As already said, don't worry too much about that. No, but I mean, it's good for me to know as well and to get that feedback, because if it's coming out weird, right? And if the way to improve that is, like Indestructible was saying, is you know, use shorter sentences and perhaps like multiple, you know, like just one sentence and then send it, kind of like, you know, how my sister-in-law sends text messages. It's not like just, you know, I guess the entire message in one shot. It's like sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, you know, 3 different texts instead of just one entire one. So, you know, if that's a solution, then it's good to know, right? So, I mean, nothing wrong with learning, right? And the only way I'm going to know it's not working properly is like, you know, with that kind of feedback. So it's good. For me, it'd be interesting to know what English words did you put into Google Translator. Oh, okay. I can put that. I can tell you exactly what I said. Not sure if you are going to be, be Brom. Yeah. I meant to say bed. That's probably why it came out weird, because I didn't type it properly. See, squirrel brain. There you go. So what I intended to say was, not sure if you're going to bed, Brom, or not, but if you are, thanks for hanging out with us and have a good night. If not, then forgive me and hope you enjoy. So I meant to say bed, but it said B. I typed B like BE. So maybe, yeah, that's kind of why. So, yeah. Maybe you'd like to try the translation of the same passage with DeepL.com. Let me take a look at that. Oh, okay. I'll give it a shot. Translate directly in your browser. Oh. Okay. So that's you can actually use it as a browser extension. 35 languages, translates files, AI-powered edits. Okay, well, hopefully it, we'll give it a shot. We'll take a look. Yeah, that's the reason why it sounds weird, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be funny. He's like, what do you mean if I'm going to be Brom? So it looks like he did go to bed, so... Hopefully that's just like right over his head, and he'll probably look back at this and be like, huh? Hopefully he'll get the joke later on, or understand kind of what happened. But yeah, anyhow, it is what it is. So yeah, there we go. But with that typo, your original sentence, it makes sense to sound weird. Yeah, that's what it was, a typo. I didn't realize that I'd put B instead of bed. In the end, we had some fun. Yeah, hey, you know, there you go, right? So, you know, lesson learned. Mind your typos. Because yeah, to be or to bed are two different things. So yeah, you guys must have all thought I was having like a brain issue there for a minute. You're like, huh? What the hell is wrong with this dude? I told you folks, every once in a while, bing bongs happen. To be or not to be. This is true. See? Bing bong. There we go. All right, let's pick another tank and we will carry on. Let's see here. You know what? Let's go 3485. Played the tier 4 version. We'll play the tier 7 variant of this puppy now. Good tank to choose. All right, here we go. Tier 7 in 3, 2, 1, battle. And we're in Radix. So at the end of the day, I'm glad you guys are having fun. Even if at my expense. And I'm glad we got that blurb audio thing sorted out. Yeah, good thing you guys said something. I really wouldn't have known. Because, I mean, I could hear it on my end, and I'm like, oh, okay, everything looks fine. And then I just realized when you guys were all like, oh, no, there's no sound. I'm like, okay. It was a quick search. Because I'm like, all right, well, if it's not the browser source needing to be refreshed, I'm like, okay, it's probably a silly setting that was reset. So we got that fixed. So, thank you. Or, danke. See, I've learned enough German to at least say thank you. See, without Google Translate. There we go. You can be taught. Yeah, oh no, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just glad it sounded weird, not rude. So once you guys, kind of explained that, it was like, okay. And then once we figured out what it was, yeah, it's funny. Like I said, if he sees it or reads it later, he'll probably be giggling his ass off. He'd probably be like, silly Canadian. Yeah, it's a tiger. I'm telling you, playing this versus World of Tanks is like, oh my god. Just taking the RNG out of the shots, it's oh. Oh. No pen, that was a bounce. Okay, that's some weird play. Oh, just a little too high.
Бой закончен, и мы победили.
Raxio got him. A little too high. I was trying to get in that turret ring, and I wasn't getting no shots at the end, but, you know, GG. Way to clean it up. All right. Let us go. GG, no, for sure. Okay, let's see here. Let's do okay. Let's do a Tiger 1. All right, here we go, folks. Tiger 1. Ah, tank is so much fun. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, battle. Opava. There we go. And hello to our lurkers, you know, people catching the VOD afterwards, either on Twitch or YouTube. Hey, thanks for viewing and hanging out. Appreciate it. Don't forget to, you know, like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, share the video, all the typical internet's, you know, kind of catch things. Oh yeah, turn on the bell for notifications. I think we covered it all. Oh, there's Medius. It's probably like, who the hell shot me? Oh, now you better hide somewhere. Oh, the Raxio's coming for us now. It's all good. I got Medius on my team. I'm confident. Oh, you're on the left. Ooh, KV2. Hey, you're it. Can't really see him that good to make a... I've seen you try to sneaky. Oh, you got me. I couldn't back up quick enough. I think my tracks might have been busted. GG. You guys were stacked pretty heavy on that side. Oh. He got caught in the traffic jam. Oh. GG. GG. At least the bot went down fighting. I'll give him that. So Medius, I deflected 27-11. I was like deflecting like a beast. You guys, I swear to God, you guys are trying to get me. Hardcore. I'm actually surprised I lasted as long as I did, but GG. GG. GG Medius. Theraxio. Hell of a match. Hell of a match. He got bing bonged by that traffic jam at the end. Like, I mean, he couldn't do anything where he was. Couldn't move forward. So he was pooched. Yeah. I couldn't knock out that KV2 sooner because the Sherman kept getting in the way, and I wanted to take the KV2 out because I knew he was HE and he was gonna cause me more of a headache than the Shermans, considering that they were bouncing. So I wasn't overly concerned about them. I was trying to get the KV2 out, and then I knew you were coming on the side there, so I was hoping to get the KV2 sooner so then I could have reacted to you on the side. But, you know, again, didn't work out that way. It is what it is. A GG. All right, let's play one more. What do we want to do, folks? You know what? Let's go IS-1. I'm going to go out. Let's go out on an IS-1 battle. Tier 8. Here we go. IS-1 in 3, 2, 1 battle. And we got D9. Let's see here. Now we hide together. It's all good. All right, let's go. So I wanted to make up for the half an hour at least I was short the other day, because my eyes were just killing me. Literally, they were just killing me. And I normally go at least 3 hours, but I just, after 2.5, my eyes were just cooked. I couldn't. So I wanted to make up the time. I'm kind of glad that, you know, we got to do that today. Gun depression is gonna kill me there. Oh, that was a little north. Okay. Wow. We're off by like a hair. I love the bot support, but like, jeez. Okay, I need to get a better angle.
Противник обнаружен. Цель уничтожена. Подбиты. Танк противника уничтожен. Мы одержали победу.
Some damage is better than no damage. Somebody picked him off at the end. Is that you, Thoraxio? Ooh, and a Pershing. 42-35. Nice match. 4 kills, 496 deflected, 43,346. Hell of a battle, dude. Hell of a battle to finish off with. But yeah, GG. I couldn't get a proper angle on the hill there with the IS-1. The gun depression, I just couldn't get the angle without exposing myself. So by the time I was able to adjust, or rather not able, to the time I actually did adjust it, yeah, we were kind of in the situation we were in, but you know, luckily we came out on top. But GG. Okay. Let's see here. Who is online? GG, I had just one team bot on my side, so all damage was mine. Hey, you got the luck of the draw there. Let's see here. I don't know if they're going to be going much longer or not. No, I don't. No, they're not going to. Okay. All right. I was going to go to the official Panzerkampf channel, but I know they're not going to be, they're not going to be on much longer. But that's fine. Trying to see who's on. Is he on? Yeah, he is. Okay, so we're gonna turn the favor to Struggler, who gave us a raid earlier. So we'll go and say hi to him. Stick around for the raid. Let's give him some bing bongs and all the good vibes. Again, huge thank you to everybody for tuning in and hanging out, all that good stuff. We are going to be back tonight at about 7 p.m. Eastern, so in roughly about 3 hours from now. Probably going to jump into some Skull and Bones, and you know, play around, get into some chaos and some mayhem with that. So I hope to catch you then for that. If not, then hey, we will catch you back Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern for some more Panzerkampf action. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You never know, right? But that's the game plan anyhow. But again, thank you all for tuning in. It's been an honor and a privilege. And I honestly can't thank you guys enough. So hopefully we will see you either tonight or the next Panzerkampf stream. But until then, you guys take it easy, never greasy, and let's get this raid going. And, hey, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. But until then, take it easy. Give Struggler some love, and we'll see you. A2K'd is out. Have a good one, folks. Thank you.
Surely we can do more to defeat the enemy.
Gameplay first.
Enemy sighted.
Right balance.
This is a great day for our nation.
No pay to win. Download Panzerkampf now.